Alrighty, I was hoping for some Mythic Plus tuning, and we actually got some. I didn't think we are actually going to get anything until the race was over because they're focused on that, but we actually got some changes, so let's look into them. Rubatol was definitely one of the harder dungeons. Its timer was fairly tight and very punishing. The Faceless Corruptor, the corrupt damage was nerfed, especially on Fortified. It was rough. And this week, it's Fortified first, then Tyrannical. The floor will no longer tick instantly. The Twilight Flame... can no longer be spell reflected. Enveloping Shadows now one curse was instead of two. You pulled two of these guys, and your whole group just had this massive heal absorb on them. It really sucked. It was really hard to pull them with any of the. If you pull them with a Lava Bender, you're basically dead in a higher key. So this kind of alleviates that. Also alleviates the insane necessity of the Curse to Spell. For this, you still want a Curse to Spell, but it's not nearly as bad now. The hatchlings, when they explode, now increase shadow damage by 3%, was 5. This was also what was causing Corrupt to do so much damage, and this is a mechanic a lot of people don't, understand about the little guys. On the last boss summons a bunch of little guys, and then does a big shadow AoE. So, if you actually blew up these ads before the shadow AoE went out, you are essentially damage amping yourself for that big AoE blast, and we're just going to kill yourself through it, so... It is way more chill for that. And it's just a nerf to the overall mobs of Grim Patrol. Possible health changes, auto-tech. Unable to confirm these without the servers. Destroyer, last boss, Corruptor. So just some nerfs to Grim Patrol. New spell called Depth's Grasp Immunity was added. Maybe if you hit one tentacle and you live, you get immunity to another one or something for a little bit. And the ads that he spawned is the same as the hatchlings, so the Shadow Wound, the ad damage amp they put on them. Who is fucking sending in the background? Ow. For Stone Vault. For the dual guys, exhaust vents duration. Let's see. It's unclear if the vents are reduced to 3 seconds or the ticking damage is reduced to 3 seconds. Not sure. And the first tick of damage happens instantly. So I guess it means it's more, you can use defensives that last during it a little better. Hopefully that means it does less damage. It does a lot of damage for the exhaust vents. Molten Metal cast. One of the problems about this cast time being so slow, or so fast, was you ended up having multiple people sending their kick on it, because they're like, oh, I gotta kick it, it's coming fast, right? But now you actually have time to be like, okay, I'll kick, then that guy kicks, or you can wait for someone else to kick. So increasing the cast time is very nice, as well as now, if for some reason, if you're running an all melee comp, you should, when the boss jumps to the side and then summons the cube, and then starts casting it away from the whole group, you should have time to get to him. It was very, very hard to get to him and kick the cast beforehand, but now with 3 seconds, you have a little extra time. Burning Tar, damage variance, 40-yard range. Oh, gotta grab this. Choking Waters, longer cast. Crushing. Reduced damage by 40%. Man. I guess they weren't happy how much damage this thing was doing on Fortified. Potential changes to health or something else on all of these. And they made actually a decent pass through Siege. Iron Hook no longer ignores LOS as 40 yards range was 100. So I guess you can outrange this now. Slam no longer knocks back. Putrid Water no longer has damage variance. What is this? Oh, it's just AoE damage then, instead of a knockback. Okay, that's actually really nice. One of the, I guess, this was probably a change made for pug groups. Because what was actually happening Sometimes in pug groups, if there's no one in range for this Crusher Tentacle that you're seeing here, there's no one in range, it does a Hull Breaker and does a huge amount of AoE damage, so you always have to be in melee. And I'm assuming the knockback was just causing enough problems for, like, pug groups that they're like, you know what, we don't need that shit in there. They just got rid of it. But there's more changes needed for sure. However, these are definitely welcome changes. I'm interested to see if there are health changes to the, to some of these mobs in here, as they have a lot of health. But we will have to see as things continue. Hopefully there's more changes on the horizon. Oh yeah. I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.